that is, you know, so valuable, right? Because, yeah, you can go into arena, you can play some scrims, but there's nothing like the real thing. And to be able to simulate this over and over and over again each and every week is only going to continue to hone the skills of these players. And if I'm being honest, they don't need to hone it anymore, but hey, better safe than sorry, especially when millions of dollars are going to be on the line in the finals. And Savage is going to go all the way down low, does manage to pick out Letwick, a fellow competitor who has already qualified as well, who's going to be down, not out quite yet. Drizzy is going to be sweeped up. That's going to be all the mats, the resources, the ammo given to him, and Mr. Savage is going to be down low. Here's some players that are going to be lingering about. Benji Fishy dangerously low as well. And then they're going to get out of there. They're going to utilize the Rift to go. They're just going to fly high in the sky and reset for this next run that they're going to have by Lonely Lodge.
Yes, knowing that they just need to wait out a little bit as we hit that first placement threshold, so everyone getting the 3 points.
Best glider in the game, by the way. Just throwing it out there.
I'm a big fan, though I will say I think I'm a bigger fan of just the original Season 1 umbrella. I think there's something that's just so... It might be a little bit of the nostalgia factor, but
it's just, you can see through it. You know, so like it's very helpful, you know, for a lot of these players. I mean, even though I'm that guy that's still running my my dragon, just cuz.
Oh, you can see through it. It's great. I have a giant beast
I have a giant dragon that I'm just going to ride because I think it looks cool. And also, I'm not trying to win millions of dollars here. So.
Okay, Daenerys, calm down. It's fine.
I try and live my life like the mother of dragons every day. Every day.
As you can see there, Mr. Savage gets the conversion onto OSM, so now they're up to 6 elims. You can hear those shadow bombs going off, which honestly just makes me always a little scared because that heartbeat ends up coming through. You never know if a player can pop up right next to you, particularly when you're on the edge of the zones. They look to migrate towards that. You have Kinzel still picking up elims, Keenstar and Nikov both in the match. Actually, both the Solari duos in here. You have Keenstar and Hunter, and then Nikov and Airwalks just above them on the tarp. So all directly on top of each other, Benji, Fishy, and Keenstar. I mean, it's basically Solari energy just in the Elam feed. Yeah,
this is a who's who in competitive Fortnite right now in the European region, and the matchup is insane. This could be kind of a preview of what we're going to see in New York City. You also have Evos and Julian that are just trying to stay up and get out of this. You got Kinzel up above with Vilex, and they're just raining down shots from up above with this drum gun. They're going to have so much to work with here. And also, bear in mind, they're utilizing their medium ammo, but they have so much for the drum gun, so much for the infantry rifle. But the real estate is starting to shrink here. A lot of that natural cover, too. Some awkward high ground, some little ledges that could throw off some players that they're going to have to be very mindful of. But really, the high ground control for Vilix and Kinzel, so nicely done here, Sundown.
Yeah, and now we're into that top 5. Mr. Savage has gone down, so Benji Fishy is one of the solo riders there. You see Hunter getting pinched by his Solari teammates, not going to let him out there. Keenstar actually eats a trap as well, as Vilix and Kinzel are just raining rockets down from above, and Vilix finds Airwalks and Hunter there, so 2 knocks coming out from that one as Nikov ends up converting it over.
This is looking really cool. Okay, Vilix is going to eat a little bit of a rocket there, but that's okay. We'll move on from that one. They're just going to reset now. The domination, you start to hear those combat shotguns as well. The sound out of that gun, so awesome. But Benji Fishy going to be in the low ground warrior position going up against 2 members here. Time to see if Benji Fishy can pull off the 1v2. Vilix and Kinzel, they may have him. That's right, to Shadow Bomb, though. He's going to use the Shadow Bomb and get up above them here. Can he get that high ground control? He does get up. Kinzel's going to be right next to him. The traps are out. Benji Fishy, he drops low yet again, and it's Vilix and Kinzel. They're on the hunt. They know that they got to take him out, or else this can spell doom for them, and they do just that. Vilix and Kinzel come out on top with a victory royale.
Man, that was so close, but very well done from Vilix and Kinzel. 17 eliminations with the victory royale. That's a 27-point jump, and they had control of the high ground from the moment we dropped into the server to the very end, running it out, making sure they work together to pick up so many huge eliminations. And I mean, we're not slowing down at all. Violinin and Ricky right away as we hop on over to
and I really love the end of that game because Kinzel and his duo partner did not give Benji Fishy any room to breathe. As soon as he popped that Shadow Bomb, they heard it. They knew he was going to try and make a play for it. You know, we've seen these miracle plays with the Shadow Bombs in the past. He didn't want to be in that position. position. That was just well done there from that duo. But as Sundown said, we're onwards to another game, and you see queue time left, 7 minutes. Still plenty of time if you have games remaining. And look at this good use of this silenced SMG from Ricky and his teammate.
So well done there from Violin to make sure they're able to track him down and find that player. That's something Bala was talking about, how right at the start, when you get the jumping animations, you can kind of track that shadow. And with the high rate of fire weapons, the drum gun, that new tactical assault rifle, you're able to put down so many shots. I mean, 2 duos aiming at someone like that, they're just going to get ripped apart. And also, good job to delay going down to kind of loot goblin that up until he was aware that they had enough space, so able to get the resources and then work back up to Ricky.
A lot of people don't think about that. You see the elimination come through and everyone's like, okay, gobble, gobble, gobble. Got to go and pick it all up. But you do need to wait, especially at this point when you don't have that high ground. Who knows who could be looking at you at that moment? We have 22 players left in the lobby. And in that instance, 20 players at any point in time could have been looking at your direction. Just something you always need to be mindful of. 13 duos, though, are going to remain in this one as we are going to get to the end here of Storm Phase 5. About 14 seconds remaining in this one. And Andalex and Orc are going to be up above, owning the high ground. They have good vision here. Good vision of and a lot of open field.
Yeah, the MCS boy, somebody who we've seen repeatedly, time and time again, on that leaderboard, but now they have great angles, and this is a little sparser of a lobby, so not quite as many players packed on top of each other. The reason for this, as we get into the end of the queue times, we saw how we're inside that 7-minute mark. Players are just trying to get in whatever matches they can, trying to play as aggressively as possible, maybe get a couple eliminations, push some 50-50 fights they might not normally take because they do have 1 or 2 extra games and not quite the time to get it off. But with that being said, if you are Andalix and Orc-H in this situation, you want to close this match out. You want to take these 2 elims, you want to turn it into more, you want to get the victory route because there's an opportunity cost to it, right? At some point, you've been in the match for so long, and it's like, it's not worth it to drop again. We can maximize out here, and that's better than any fast drop we take next game.
Try and get as much value as you can of each and every game. Easier said than done, obviously. But Andalex and Orc owning the high ground. Any players that try and get up above them, they should try and just swat them out of the sky like a fly swatter. Let's see, though. Another just good tracking, just forcing players out. And you know, this is what I love when I see high ground control, because really, it's just about, you know, time management. How much do you put into shooting a player up above you, and then when is it that appropriate time to look down, right? But now we're getting down to the thick of things here. Look at this play. They're just trying to destroy the structure. They're trying to destroy the structure so that they can knock all these players down. I think they may have achieved that goal. Yes, they did. And look at all the bodies start to fall down and get knocked out of this one. They had to force those players out. They're going to reap the benefits of it, snagging themselves a few eliminations out of that one. But they are going to be split up just a little bit here, so they got to get back together. You can see Andalex, he's flying around in that combat shotgun. The range from that weapon, it's going to tag him for a sizable amount of blue damage here. And player's actually going to be out of this one. And look at that there, just he knew that he had some eliminations coming in, so he didn't really need to worry too much about it. That combat shotgun as well from range, it takes so much. It's shocking now how it can connect from range, but players are making good use of that. All the way up above is Violin and Ricky, the players that we jumped in with at the beginning. They're going to have the ultimate high ground. Players that were owning that one was Orc and Andalex, who now are going to be in that mid-ground area. And this is where you start to see duo players start to coordinate. What do they want to do? Do they want to split up, send a guy down low, maybe try and be a little bit of that mid-ground warrior, pick off a few players and get the support from on high? Or do they just continue to maintain this presence up above? 4 duos are going to remain in this one. 7 players left in this lobby, Sundown. And this is looking pretty good for Ricky and Violinen. As the MCES duo, they're going to be out of this one. Via out of it as well. Andalex, this is really, really rough for him here. His duo partner is going to be out of the game. Aquexo is going to be right in front of him, but Aquexo is going to go down, and it's going to be Ricky and Violinen who have the beat on Andalix, and Andalix trying to just get out of this one. He's going to be in a really rough spot. He has 37 builds, so he could 90 his way up. Oh, and he throws down the boom bow. Doesn't really connect, though. Players are still going to be very healthy up above, and there goes the jump pad. Andalix gets the jump pad, but it's not going to be enough. He only had 10 HP and a dream, and it's a victory royale for Ricky and Violinen.
Great work from them, controlling the zone, controlling the space. A really good effort from Andalix, but not able to connect on those snap boom bows, which might have been able to make a difference with the AoE being in the tight space.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, Violinen and Ricky just way too coordinated, way too disciplined, able to take that one down. And a solid number of elims to go along with the victory route and final 2 minutes. So these are going to be the last games. However, we don't tally the scores right as that timer ends up running out. Have to wait for all the games to be able to finish. The maximum length a game of Fortnite can go is a little longer than 26 minutes, so generally wait until about half past that time, or 30 minutes past the time when the queue closed, in order to call it final.
We got some more MCES crews here. Crew players, Sweeze and Nall. A nice shot onto Kinzel as well, and does get the cleanup as his teammate went in to try and pick him up, or at the very least try and get him out of there so that he can start the pickup process, because he had time, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, and one big thing there, the infantry rifle, the high damage rate actually makes that huge, because he's able to get the 88 tick headshot and then follow up with the body before Bill-X is able to re-edit the window. So now we're going to hop on board with Airwalks and Nikov as they hop off of that launch pad and try and make this early rotation over the zone. As you see in the bottom right-hand corner, zone 5, and we're over towards the far east side, just outside of Sunny Steps.
Let's see what Nikov and Airwalks have in store for us here. Using that infantry rifle. You mentioned it before, very powerful weapon to use. Tagging 37 blue from the distance there. And just great accuracy with that weapon. Look right there. Well done. Just, I don't think he got credit for the elimination, though. Someone else did reap the benefits of that, but look at that right there. Felix, oh man, that is a rough one.
Yep, and when that ends up taking over, we're getting so close to that first placement threshold as well. So very well done from Airwalks there. Able to hit the infantry rifle shots. Papa Freddy was able to take the first one away, so didn't quite get both, but can't be too upset with it now as we hop on board with Hupek and Shikuti, two of the Polish boys, hanging out in the cones on the low ground. Rotation comes out in the next 25 seconds, but Hupek is hurting on effective HP, which means it's going to be on Shikuni to make a play, or for Hupek to pick up a siphon.
Yeah, you're hoping for a straggler, right, at that point. Because given what we're seeing here, doesn't really look like they have much on the loadout to work with. They will have that tactical SMG, and whoa, wait a minute. There goes Hupek. He probably had a chug jug there.
Yeah, I was just trying to wait on it as we're into the top 15 now. You can see Shikuni actually edited the player. I don't know if he was aware that there's a Shadow Bomb player literally touching him, but no, is going to get out, trying to track through, catches that player's head, peeking through, 47, follows through, ends up switching targets, needs to pick it up, and he does, and Hupek got another one on the backside of it, so Hupek and Shikuni picking up 3 elims. There was a 4th as the Storm converts it over. However, Hupek does end up going down. Shikuni is able to get back into the zone, so good little 4 elim swing, but loses Hupek as we get closer to that next placement threshold.
Yeah, that is certainly going to hurt there. Over to Solary, Airwalks, and Nikov in the ultimate high ground. You got yourself the points there on the side of your screen. Victory Royale will grant you 10 points. And at the late point of this game here, you're looking to just get into the top 1,500 duos, folks. That's what it's all about for tomorrow's qualification games. And Airwalks and Nikov, they are a dynamite duo. Takes out Sweeze, finds another one as well. That's going to be Null. The MCS crew goes down, courtesy of Airwalks and his epic combat shotgun, the new weapon added. And he's putting this one to use. Diner, who we saw earlier on, goodbye, my friend. Airwalks gets 6 eliminations, 4 for Nikov, 10 total. Plenty of resources to work with and the ultimate high ground, Sundown.
That was so fast. I mean, the rate of fire on the combat shotgun when you're hitting so many of the pellets out of it. I mean, Airwalks and Nikov have been so close. Airwalks in particular has been so close for both duos and solos. He wants to make this week, needs to have a good Saturday in order to carry it over. As we get closer to that last placement threshold, and there it is as Papa Freddy ticks over Treat Moyle. We're into the top 5. Now it's all about the eliminations and the victory royales. Everyone has 7 placement points for their trouble as Snyder ends up going down to just the spray.
There's just nothing you could do about that, Sundown. I mean, you can defend and defend and defend, but you have a drum gun and the new tactical assault rifle put to good use there. Nikov and Airwalks, they own the high ground. There are going to be 5 players left in this one, 3 duos remaining. And of this, you have Solary and Nikov who are owning up above. If anyone tries to challenge, that was 125 blue with that, the combat, with the purple combat shoddy, just bodying that player. Now you got Darkonio and Verox. They're going to be the last 2 here. There's not a duo. They're going to be split up from one another. They're representing just solo players here, and they're going to be out of this. That's 21 HP left here for Verox to work with, and the Solary duo knows that they have an advantage. And Verox pops that campfire, tries to get himself back in, but there's not enough time to be able to reap the benefits of that campfire. They have him pinned. This is not looking good for Verox, who's going to be outside. Uses the Shadow Bomb to try and get up in the high ground here. This is going to be Solary, Nikov, and Airwalk shutting him down, sending him back low once again, and they get the cleanup, and that's going to be the elim. That's a solid performance there from Solary, Airwalks, and Nikov. That is 13 eliminations total, but to get us up to speed on even more, we got Zegamus Prime standing by.
It is me, Zegamus Prime, a.k.a. Captain Shenanigans, a.k.a. Zeke, you know, whatever you like to prefer, whatever you like to call me. I'm also just Hey Guy. Anyway, speaking of Hey Guy, we've got that guy, Bala TW, with us here. We're going to take a look at some awesome replays that you pulled. Let's hop into it.
Thanks, Mr. Guy. Yeah, we did have a couple of awesome clips. This is BloodX and Tux just going perfect timing here with the launch pad, and it's kind of a set timing right here at the 7th zone to kind of take the high ground. He takes it from this player, he immediately shadows off because, hey, I was done fighting for it. But now, nobody fights for high ground the entire time. Tux is going to have free reign to take as many shots as possible. And then BloodX as well is going to join the fray, both in terms of taking shots at players, but he's kind of like a targeting computer for Tux. As Tux just goes down, BloodX is going to pressure from above. He's going to just hop into the box, no chance there. And that's going to actually end up for them winning the game, because at this point, it's just a 2v1. BloodX and Tux end up just breaking, you know, getting visibility and then staying right on the same box so that this player has to face them. And because of that, they both are going to fire at the same time. Now, Ito doesn't have any chance there. Now, Benji taking a little bit of an aggressive play here on, I believe, Nikov, going into the storm to take him out. Not something you're never necessarily always going to see, but that's what I talk about. You can't be afraid of the zone. And then Vilex, with the pressure from Kinzel there, Julian doesn't expect the RPG to come through from that angle because of that pressure. And then again, this is just a matter of facing your opponent in a 1v1 both together. This player this was Benji, almost snuck in right next to them. But Vilex and Kinzel right next to each other, easily going to be able to clean that up. And then Vialanen, this was an easy, again, another 2v1 situation, but this is how you close them out. Watch how Vialanen spams his drum gun on top of this player, and then Riku, Vialanen's teammate, just dives right on top of him, and he's going to continue to spam through. Hey, Riku, if you fall, it's okay. This player has to go over the hill, but then Andalex actually almost made the crazy launch play. I was about to lose it, but ended up cleaning it up. Good play there from Vialanen and Riku.
Yeah, awesome set of games. I think overall, my biggest takeaway from all those clips that you showed me was that Benji Fishy is now back on the fish stick skin. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup.